Half a day and good afternoon, ladies, and a couple of gentlemen in the audience. I want to take this opportunity to thank you very much, Mrs. Bottcher, for allowing us to make this presentation and to recognize a very special individual who has the good Lord, I guess, in this particular case, decided to take him back home, where we all eventually will join him. But I want to just read just certain captions of this. I know that there may be a few other individuals that may be joining us during the course of this presentation, but I want to just share some information here with regards to Lon. He certainly was very instrumental and very helpful in formulating legislation over the years. I recall a few times when, in fact, we were dealing with the driver's education program, that he was very active coming down and visiting members of the Guam legislature. Also, he was an incredible educator in our community. He came to Guam back in 1970, and he decided to come back, or he came to Guam as a 2-year contract teacher. And 47 years later, the good Lord decided to take him from his own island paradise. So we certainly want to recognize that. Kim, and to your children, Daniel and Carol, and to your grandchildren, Lonnie, Jonathan, and Hannah, we just want to say thank you very much. Thank you for all of the things and the service that Lon has provided our island community during the course of his tenure here in Guam. We also have other accomplishments. In addition to being a very avid educator, Lon was very helpful at the Guam Community College. He taught there for a number of years. And then he also retired as a full professor at GCC in 1988. And he also served several tenures as president of the Guam Federation of Teachers. In addition to that, he was also a very, I guess, he ventured into the business community. And I mentioned it a little earlier, but he was the proprietor for K&L Driving School. He started that in the 1980s, and then he operated that for approximately 35 years. So he also had the love. He transposed teaching in the classroom to also teaching behind a wheel for many of our younger generation. So it shows you the love that he had for educating our community. He also owned Reliable Car Rental and Pacific Solar and Steel System. And he was a lifetime member of the American Legion Post 246 and was also a Mason. Lon was, like I shared with you, was proactive in education, and he advocated, lobbied, and worked alongside Guam senators and former governors to improve public education. While residing on Guam, Lon continued serving in the military with the Coast Guard Reserve, Guam, and the Guam Air National Guard, and he retired in March 1995 after serving 24 years in that capacity. Lon fell in love with Guam's beauty, ocean, weather, and its multicultural makeup, and most of all, the warm hospitality of the people of Guam. He chose Guam as his home for the past 47 years, and he will be fondly remembered for his vibrant energy, warm personality, and good sense of humor. And this resolution concludes with, let it be resolved that the Committee on Rules of Imina 34 na Lisa Turanguahan does hereby, on behalf of Elisa Turanguahan, but most especially on behalf of the people of Guam, posthumously recognize, commemorate, and acknowledge the late Lon Edward Bottcher for his many accomplishments and contributions, and thus further commend him for his commitment and professionalism to education, family, and service to the United States of America and to the island of Guam. And to his family, Kim, the children, and the grandchildren, many thanks for standing alongside him, supporting him in his endeavors and his tremendous contributions to the people of Guam. So Kim, if I can invite you to join me in this presentation, and then I will invite the members just for the information of the audience, we have members of the Guam Women's Club. And Kim, if you would come forward, accept this resolution, invite your fellow membership, and if you would like to say a few words. Okay, please. Ladies, gents, can you join us up front? Okay. Okay. I take it the women's of the Guam International Women's Club, her fellow peers and friends and family members are here in the audience, and they will be joining us shortly. But Kim, Mrs. Bottcher, I want to extend this resolution recognizing the wonderful contributions that Lon Edward Bottcher has provided the community of Guam since 1970 when he arrived on island, and he made Guam his home for 47 years. Made tremendous contributions in the field of education, in the field of business, continuing to educate our youth in driving, and also in other business interests that he had. So on behalf of the members of the 34th Guam Legislature, and most especially on behalf of the people of Guam, we recognize his contribution, his service, and we thank you for always being alongside him as his #1 supporter. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Please, you want to say a few words?
On behalf of my family, my children and grandchildren, I thank you very much for your support, and thank you very much for recognizing, the good things that my husband done for Guam. And I think that Guam, in his heart, even the last day, even on his grave, we have the coconut trees and grave on that. He didn't want to leave Guam, even the last day, but because of his health, so we had to move him to the state, and right after that he passed. But like I said, Guam is in his heart. You cannot take it away from him. And from our family, I really, really appreciate you all come and give us the support throughout the years that we stay on Guam. From the Vietnam veterans, you folks here, my husband too, and the International Women's Club for 30-some years, 37 years that we've been together. So I thank you very much. And Guam Council Women's Club too. Yes, thank you. And from the bottom of my heart, it got a little bit emotional for me. I think that when my husband passed, I received the flowers, sent it over, and I really appreciate that. So that's it. I don't know what else to say. So after this presentation, I would like to invite all of you to go over to have like a little bit merienda over to Capricciosa's, have a cup of coffee so we can visit some more. Okay, thank you.
Can we invite everyone to please come up front?